Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, we are back on the Norton. This job I have been really looking forward to because I'm a simple guy. It's just the battery strap. So I'm going to take the battery tray off that we made in one of the previous videos, pop that off, and yeah, basically get to work on it. So what I've got so far, let's take a look, is I have a roll of leather, black leather, bit of brass bar, bit grubby at the minute, but we'll sort that out. And I've got a box of goodies. I think the dog's reshaped that box a little bit. Anyway, and a sheet of stainless. That looks a bit rough at the moment, but obviously we'll make it all look pretty. Now, the idea I've got in my head, I didn't want to use, I've seen it done, and you know, it's fine. I didn't want to use a belt like a man's waist belt with a great big buckle on it. I didn't want a buckle. I want it to look sort of more purposeful, more like it was meant to be, if you know what I mean. I'm struggling how to explain it. Anyway, we'll see as we go along. So yeah, we'll get the battery tray off and see how this turns out. I'm hoping that stainless behaves itself, because what is it? I think it's about 2mm. Sometimes, depending on what it is, because I get a lot of my materials from scrap piles and things like that, or friends that don't need it no more. So you never know exactly what grade it is or anything like that. And I know some stainless can be an absolute nightmare to work with. So I'm hoping this will behave itself, because we got to put a couple of folds and rolls in this and drill some holes in it as well. Anyway, let's get the battery tray off and then we'll get cracking. Right, we have the battery tray off. I've just cut this little strip out. I've got to mark that out, pop a hole in there, then basically cut down to the hole, and then we've got to do some folds and rolls in that. So we'll get the hole popped in there, and yeah, we're sort of making this, or it sort of springs off the idea of a standard sort of strap for a battery on an old bike. So yeah, pop the hole in and then we'll start cutting and folding. Right, that's the hole popped in there. Now I need to cut that slot into it. Right, just before I start putting shapes into this, folds and stuff, I want to try and brighten it up. I've just had a little go there, it's coming up all right. I don't want it sort of mirror polished, I just want it brighter. So, there's another thing with stainless, because it's quite hard, everything you do to it is tough work compared to just normal steel. Right, moving forward half an hour, something like that. Can you spot anything from what you've just seen? It grew. I thought of something else and needed a longer one. There's loads of blokes in that story of my life. Yeah, you'll see. So I'm going to brighten this one up. I think I've just changed the wheel in the polishing pot. Let's have a look at that. My creaky camera joint. That was my elbows really. So yeah, this sort of hard Scotch-Brite wheel is actually giving me the finish I want. Sort of that bright scrub finish. So I'm going to get this up to that, and then we'll continue from there. Right, I've got that brightened up a little bit. I'm not going too mad because I may have to put some heat through there. In fact, I think I will. Right then, I'm going to have to work something out. Something I haven't done for a very long time. And there's going to be people laughing at me now because I am not the brightest spark when it comes to maths. Maths or math? There's an argument between the Brits and the Americans. So that's about 16 mil round, and I need to roll this round there. So we need to know the outside measurements, circumference, and I'm pretty sure the way I used to do it. Oh, I was really bad at maths at school. Really bad. I'll never forget me and my partner in crime, my friend at the time, were sat next to each other for a maths exam. Weirdly, we both got 7%. Yes, 7. How about that? How strange. The Welsh maths teacher was not happy, and we got parted after that. Anyway, yes, my school years wasn't the best. Where was I? Where am I going with this? So that's 16. Get the eyes on. So there's going to be people shouting pie, Pythagoras pie. The only pie I know, obviously. There's only one pie I know. Right. What am I doing on here? Go away. What's going on here? Clear. Done. It's working. What? No, I don't need to convert that. Right, 16 times 22 divide by 7 equals 50 in round money. 50.2 blah 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 blah. 50 will do me. So I need to do this from where I'm going to fold it. Where's me square thing? Here we go. I try and laugh my maths off. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Laugh it off. There's such thing as calculators. Right, I think we'll go from there. Right there. So that's the first fold. And then we'll measure that 50. I can shorten this quite a bit actually. I might have been able to do this on the other one. The other one, the first version, I can use that for the other side, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's continue with this one. That doesn't look long enough. I know you can mark it and roll it round and all that business. There's loads of ways to do it. Wrap a piece of string round it. There's loads. Or there's probably a really clever, simple way. that I don't know about. Let's have a look at the previous one. See, that would have been... Maybe I could use that one and then use that. I need a bit of stainless for both ends. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's go revert back to the first one and then we'll use this for the other end, because that could work out okay. Yes. Bear with me, I'm chuntering on, I know. I've been looking forward to this job so much. I want to do it really good and nice and neat. Like I say, it's only a really basic idea. I still want it to look alright. Now I've got to make sure I get all my folds the right way. Let's fold it. Right, let's see how this folds. With it being stainless, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to do this about the folders jumping out the vise. It might help if I put my glasses down, wouldn't it? Actually over my eyes. That normally helps. That's going all right. That's not too bad at all. Right, now that way. Oh, I've got to put... I think I might be doing that wrong. Whoops. I am. I don't need... Oh, give me a minute. Wind your brain up, old boy. I think I can get away without doing this fold. They can go straight down. Yeah. This will work out easier, actually. Am I? I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue. I'm going to flatten that one. It might beat it up a bit. I'm going to, if this ends up being my trial one to get it right in my head, so be it. Because I want it right. I want it to look right. Let me flatten this. Right, I've had to think about it. I've come up with a slightly different plan, which is going to work. Definitely. I don't know what I'm thinking about, to be honest with you. Sometimes, right, some of the simplest things are actually the hardest things to think out. It is in my head anyway. There's a lot of things buzzing around in here, and it's yeah, it gets a bit crazy in there. Let me try this one. So I now have a line part way up there. This is the longer one, by the way. Forget the other one existed. It was a figment of your imagination. It's gone. So I'm going to fold that there. I'm going to have to move that across so it fits in the vise. Ooh, get it straight. Don't mess this up. I really don't want to cut another one of them out. Let's go there. Right, full fold, full send. There we go. Okay. Now the next bit. Right then, I have a bit of a setup here, all clamped in place. So I want to get some heat in it now, so we can get these rolling around that little bit of brass I've got clamped there. I broke my wooden mallet a while ago. I've got to use the handle because I don't want to bruise the metal. Alright, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Okay, give it a little bit of time to go cold. So that is the first stage. Let's do that clamp. Let's drop it all on the floor. That is normal. Ooh. Every video. It is, isn't it? Every video I drop something. Right, now I've got to get them little tangy bits all the way down the back, flush with the back. They seem to be going all right, in a nice shape, because, hold on, let me see if I can clip that back. There we go. Right, I'm going to get that in the vise now, and then carefully, let's say, get them flush with the back. Right, I'm going to see if I can actually do the rest of this cold. Oh, that one's going off a little bit. That's looking better. Right, let's see if we can do this cold. Give it a try. What I'll do, if it will squeeze up, I'll then put a bit of heat on it to relax it, and that might do us. That's going all right, actually. Bit of wood. Wood is good. A bit of wood. That one's starting to go off a little bit. Is that better? Right, I'll get a bit of heat in there to relax it, because obviously it's just going to try and spring back out. Because when we release the vise, we want it to stay exactly like that. That's looking about right, that is. Ooh, everything's still a bit warm. That's it, that's okay. There we go. Just a little bit to pinch in at the bottom there. Ain't no trouble. Right, I'm going to give that a bit of a scrub up now. Try and keep it clean as we go along. And then we'll get on to the next bit. Right, I have a bit of a mark in it there. I just want to try and reduce a little bit. I've just been working on it. I think what it was a lump of weld spatter. And with me doing it up in the vise, I have pushed it into the material. Sorry. The joys of working with stainless, all the dressing up takes twice as long. I think, to be honest, with my next little plan, I think it'll hide that, but we'll dress it back a bit anyway. I've got that all marked up. Is that square? Where's the square? Well, that's saying it's square, so I guess it's square. Mind you, it's handmade. You can artistic license. I think that's what they call it. Right, this is going to be quite dodgy, or potentially quite dodgy, because I can't sit it flush with the springy bits. So hopefully I can pop this through with no drama, or I could chop my arm off, you never know. There we go, still got all my fingers. That's a bonus. Right, I'll pop the other one through, then I'll do into size, and then you'll see the next bit we're doing. I'm looking forward to the next bit. Right, that's the holes drilled then. What I want to do now is cut these down a little bit. So if we pop that over there, like so, that'll stop me cutting through the front bit. Well, I'm at least marking it anyway. Obviously I won't cut through it, but it'll stop me marking it with a cutter. So if I hadn't put it on there, this slice that I've put into this would have been across here, which is what we don't want. Okay, next I have some lovely brass rivets. This is the tool, if you remember in one of the previous videos, I use for riveting the Francis Barnett stand. I've modified it slightly, and now it should be okay for these little brass rivets. So what I think I'm going to have to do is clamp these up a little bit till we get the rivet on the move, because they are not sitting flush. So if I can clamp that, I need to be tight on that, so that's going to try and bounce off. Do that and your rivet falls out. Oh, where's that gone? There we are. Right. That is a little bit big actually. I need to reduce that, I think. That's better. Nearly. There we go. I don't think that's going far. Right, I'll just get the other one in and we'll give that a little polish up. Okay, next then, I've got a couple of little scars on here, but I can dress them out. Next, brass bar. I'm going to cut a piece down, and then I think I might have these ends protruding a little bit, but sort of get them domed at the ends. And then we've got to drill. We've got to drill a hole straight through the middle of it. Right, let's do a little mark there to give us a guide. And we'll get that cut off. I think about there. Right, got this in the lathe then. I've done the cross drill in there. I'm just going to put a bit of a chamfer on the ends, and then I want to try and dome them a little bit. Do that on both ends. Don't tell me off for not having my oiler on. I left it on and absolutely flooded it out, so it has plenty of oil. Now for, it's still in the lathe, we're just doing the precision doming tool. Right, it's starting to look really good. Just got me brass screw. Right then, so far, the story so far. We got that. And then this will obviously go up there, like so. Next bit, we're going to involve the actual battery tray. Still got a little bit of dressing up to do on this, by the way, so it's not totally finished. But what I need to do now is just see how far I'm going to come up the front with this. It's obviously going to be there. And ignore the scar, I'm going to try and get a little bit of that out. But overall, it's turning out exactly as I thought in my head. Right, it's like these edges, I want to tidy them up. See where the weld ends, I'm going to basically curve that in so it's nicely shaped, which we'll do eventually. Right, next bit. This is going to go underneath, then hook up onto something underneath, so it just comes up the face there. Like so. So that's what we'll see at the front of the battery box. Obviously we've got to get past there. It'll be about there because we've got to get past all the bits underneath. So about there. Oh, I'm going to get that marked out and then we'll do another fold. Right, all marked out, ready to go. Then I've got to come up with the idea how this is going to hook up to the battery tray itself. I mean, the really easy way would have been to just weld this to the battery box, but then when he gets it coated, it's going to be no good for the brass rivets and stuff like that. And we want that bare metal finish on the stainless. That's it. That looks about right. Right, there we go. That fits nice. Fits perfect. The little tabs at the back. Sits on there really nice. So yeah, obviously we're going to do the leather belt bit in a moment, but that'll hook up onto something under there, and that should naturally tighten up when we tighten everything up when the leather belt's done. I think it needs a tiny bit more of a squeeze in the folder. Right, I'll just give that another little squeeze in the folder. That fits up really nice now. I think the simplest way to probably do this, because obviously we do want this so it's all separate and hooks up onto something and sits there while the belt's done up. I think we shorten this bottom bit. I'll just roughly show you. We put that into a bit of a... Ooh, that is rough as well, isn't it? If we put that into a bit of a point, then have a hole... Hold on, let me think about this. Which way is it? Ah, doing that the wrong way. Have a hole back here and do that like a keyhole. So that basically goes onto a pin with a bit of a head on it, then pulls up into that slot. Is that going to work? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that'll work. Right. I'm going to have a cup of tea and warm my brain up. Get the camera straight. Yeah, I don't know if that'll work. That might sort of foul up and not allow you to sort of get it on. If not, we're just going to do a simple hook on the end and a bit of a up and over bar on the bottom there. Let me figure that out. Right, I've got it. I've just thought of a great idea. Just got to take these brass posts off, do a little bit of drilling, and I think this is going to look absolutely fine and be in keeping with everything really, and it's really simple, as in simple looking, a bit like myself. Is there any sort of therapy you can have for dropping stuff all the time? I don't know. Right, I've just got to drill a hole. Right, hole drilled, countersunk on the inside. I'll put that on there now, mark it out to drill a hole in this as well. Get that in the centre. Try and do this without moving. Okay, we now have a hole in that. Just want to mark a... Oh, that's warm. Just want to mark a bit of a radius on the end there. If I can hold it without burning myself. No, I moved it. Try again. Oh, that'll do. And then I'll cut that like so. That's about right. polish, brighten that up. Right then, what am I doing? Yeah, countersink. I'm going to weld that in there. It's one less thing to worry about then, one less part floating about. So to make sure that's nice and straight, we'll just bang a couple of washers on, just for the welding bit. I'll probably just tack it on in a couple of places for now, but what I will do is weld it all properly, and then we'll grind that all nice and flush so you can't see it. Right, yeah, a little spot of weld on there. So I'll weld all that in properly in a minute. Right, we have a very, very slight issue to work out. So obviously that would be better if we could just put it straight down onto that stud, but no, we've got to go like that, you see, because of these back bits, and I do want them to sit flush. But what we've got, because we've got to tilt it to go on, it won't sit right. So we've got to overcome that little issue. I think basically we've got to do a bigger hole. So if I'd moved that stud any more forward, then this wouldn't have sat against the battery box. We do want it like that. It just needs to be able to maneuver a tiny bit more. Oh, it's so close. Yes, I could knock them two tabs back a little bit, but that's going to mark all this material. Right, I've got a couple of ideas to make that right. For my next bit of the plan, I need to actually make a tapered washer. So quarter thick washer out of brass with a bit of a taper on there. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see it all come together in a moment. Oh, that's loose, that is. Very loose. Yeah, it needs this to pull everything tight with the idea I've got. Because we've put a bigger hole in the bracket we've just made, this little idea should pull it all central again when we do it up. Right, we'll just part that off and try it out. Right, so obviously we had to do the bigger hole in that for it to manoeuvre around the battery tray. So that'll go on there, and it literally does have to go right to the edge of the hole for it to go up and up over the edge there with them little returns. So the tapered washer we've just done will now centralise that hole to the stud. Well, if we put it the right way around. And then I've got like a Bakelite thumb screw, which will pull it all nice and tight. Let's try the brass bits in for full effect. And obviously this screw will be in there. We get in there. I think that's sort of what do you call it? Old-fashioned? Yeah, classic, vintage, whatever you wish to call it. Right, now the lever. So I've got plenty in case I make any mistakes. What we're needing this to start with, this may end up being a practice run, or it may end up being okay. We need a big hole in that. I'm hoping this rusty old punch will manage it, because this lever's quite tough stuff. Let's go there. Split the wood. And it still ain't gone through. Alright, let's see if I can sharpen that up a little bit. Oh, that feels like it done something. Yeah, there we are. We have a hole. Right, where's me brass bit? So obviously that is going to be like so. Like that. Right, let me cut a piece off now. Obviously we'll go much longer than what's needed. Then we'll figure the that bit out. I think well, the best way to do this. I don't know. I'd like to have seen that up the front with a bit of shape in it, but the finish is slightly different. Does that matter? I'll have a think about that. Right, I'm going to attempt to make a thing. Now I don't know how this is going to work out with stainless. It's quite thin, but I might need a bit of heat on there. It's one of my usual tricks where I'm forming something with sandwiching it between the shape I want. It's going fairly easy actually. Oh, this might be a little bit fiddly. Better make sure they actually fit. No, I need to open my holes up. Great start. Right, holes opened up. I think we'll get the top one in place first. If anything pulls straight, you know, out of line slightly, I can always drop a drill through, I guess. Not bad. Everything stayed in line. I'm happy with that. There we go. To get the battery box, obviously I've got to do all that end as well, but that's a fair amount of work gone into that lot. Right, all sorted. I'll put it all back on the bike for proper effect. Let's have a look. I'm very pleased with it. There we are. Obviously we got to do the bit at the back, whatever I decide to do there. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to tidy these corners up on this. I'm going to turn the bolts down so they've got a nice polished domed head on both sides. That's about it. Ah. Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that. Very pleased. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing that. I really, really have. It's took a bit of time, but I think the end result is definitely worth it. Definitely. Yeah. It's always a bit of a lottery whether the images are going to come out all right with GoPro. It tends to bend things, make stuff look smaller, bigger, wrong colours and all that business, but I think it should look all right. Hey, up, I'm tripping up as well. Tripping up these stupid wheels. That's it. If I'm getting clumsy, I'm clumsy all day, every day. It's time to pack in. Time's knocking on a bit now anyway. It's been a long day. Anyway, that'll do. Thank you all for watching. Cheers for all the comments, the Patreons, every single one of you. It's all very much appreciated. I'll see you very soon. Take care, guys.